Hey guys, Marsling here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today there's one particular goal I want to achieve with this video. We've been doing a bunch of videos using the anniversary LRs, using different builds of their teams. And one unit that we have fairly consistently used on the team is this BULMA. Came out from the second part of the worldwide, the Golden Week celebration, and of course, being a Power of Wishes character, was a unit that was definitely very, very valuable to pick up before the anniversary, because then she fits on both the anniversary LR's teams. But one of the things that we have not done yet that I really want to do is get her active skill, which obviously creates the entire field of orbs being into SDR, but it gives all allies extra key, attack and defense 17%, but the 17% is one of those like ultimate multiplicative buffs that goes on top of everything else. So the one thing we've not yet been able to do in a video that I want to try and get done now is to basically get her active skill on the same turn that we're going to launch the Spirit Bomb with the Buu duo. So it means we can put her in slot 1, change the orb field, pick up an extra, was it 23 orbs, the whole field with her. So that's going to give the Spirit Bomb a massive overcharge. And then because of the way her active skill buff works, then obviously it's going to buff the power of the Spirit Bomb as well. So yeah, it should be a pretty crazy turn. Now, we have the timing for the BULMA rotation working out quite nicely because she is on turn 1 here. So if we float her off on the first turn, she's going to come back on turn 4. And then when she comes back on turn 4, if we float her off again, she comes back on turn 7. And that's when you can use her active skill. So, and then because we already have the Buu duo on turn 1, by keeping them on rotations, they're always going to be on the odd numbered rotations or the odd numbered turns. So then they will be on the rotation for turn 7. Now, technically, if we wanted to get the full power Spirit Bomb, we would have to get the standby with these guys like on the next turn, right? Because then they'd be on standby in turn 3, turn 5, and then turn 7 would be when we have to launch the Spirit Bomb. So that's going to be the more tricky part, is making sure we actually get the standby with these guys as early as possible. Otherwise, we will have to mess around with the rotations a bit more and float BULMA and stuff. Like, obviously, getting this to work perfectly very much means like having a good understanding of how our rotations are going to work. And this already could be a little bit sketchy because the GT duo at the end here are not going to be able to super at all, which means they're not going to get any extra defense before they take those hits at the back. So I think it almost works out better to do this, because if they're going to take attacks without being able to get their damage reduction to build up, they might as well take these ones, and then at least these guys at the end will actually get to build up before they get hit. So yeah, I think I will do that. Short on the key for these guys as well, but that's fine. And then yeah, we'll do this. So it's not a great start potentially. We can tank normals fine. I mean, honestly, it would be good considering the plan that I literally just laid out. It would be pretty good for these guys to eat a super right here. Well, there you go. So they should live this, right? And then we get the standby on the next turn. Just like that. 473k, there you go. I think I've mentioned this in a couple of videos now. In fact, my heart skips a beat when I see like 480k from a super, and then I remember that this team has over 700k HP, so it's actually nowhere near as bad as it seems. So everybody else on this rotation will tank these normal attacks for double digits, so we actually couldn't have asked for better luck, actually, taking that super in slot 1, because if I'd left this GT duo in slot 1, they would have gotten their super attacks, gotten some damage reduction, and they would have taken less damage from that super. Maybe it wouldn't have put us below the threshold to now immediately use the standby with these guys. So this has actually worked out incredibly well. Now the one thing I do want to make sure that I do here, wait, are you kidding me? Why have we healed back to... Somebody heal us from the end of the last turn. Oh no, the support memory healed us. Ah, if I just hadn't brought that support memory. Ah, dude, we don't even need like the extra defense or anything at this point as well. Well, rip. Oh my god, I can't believe that. All right, well, we're not going to heal. because we should be able to still make a good go of this, but that means we are going to have to delay the turns a little bit. Oh, dude, that was such a good setup as well. I can't believe that. 144, yeah, that's fine. So now we are down to the HP threshold again. The only problem as well is going to be we don't want to get through this event too quickly. I thought Omega would be a good pick, considering he's in at the end. And obviously he's going to take big damage from the Spirit Bomb, even if we don't get a crit. So I thought that would be kind of cool. But we do have the issue of trying to not get through too quickly. Well, I think we should be okay. The fact that he's supered in slot 1 is a bit of a relief as well, because, of course, against the STR Sin here, the Boo Duo could potentially get just, well, I say potentially, if they got supered here, considering they haven't had a huge amount of build-up, they probably would just get killed, especially because we are staying on low HP to try and get the Spirit Bomb. Now, the problem is I'm going to have to change how I do... How am I going to float off BULMA now? Because if we can't get the standby here... I mean, I could just try that. I could do it with the 1-turn charge on the Spirit Bomb, but then obviously it's not going to be anywhere near as much. I mean, we are still going to get a lot of orbs because of BULMA's active skill, but because you can overcharge it, then obviously you want to go kind of as crazy as possible. Because I float her off here, we'll get the next turn with the Boo Duo, and then when they come back again, she would be back on rotation with them. So if I wanted to get it for their final turn, I would have to keep her on rotation this turn, and then float her off on the next turn that she's on. See, I want to get the support, but I also don't want to heal, so that's kind of annoying. How much will we heal by? I can't use the revival either, because we'll get the we will die and get the revival, which we don't want. Man, I can't believe that. I actually cannot believe I screwed myself over with that support memory. Oh, it's unbelievable. Alright, so I guess we'll just grab these for now. Grab these for you. And then, what are these guys at defense-wise? 243. I mean, I guess Gogeta doesn't really play a huge part in what we're trying to do, so I'm just going to transform and get the orbs for him, because that makes him stronger defensively at the end of this rotation. And if the super attack is there, the LR Super Saiyan Force would probably just die if we didn't get transform into Gogeta and potentially get the counter. Plus, transforming into Gogeta, we do get the action break on his 18-key super as well, so if the first attack was going to be a super, it will just get removed now. But, of course, with no scouter effect in play, we have no way to know whether it is or not. But we'll do this, give him some extra rainbows for the damage reduction. So I think we should be okay. Because of the damage reduction that the GT duo have, as well as BULMA having her guard, I think no one on this turn, apart from Gogeta, dies to a super. But Gogeta, hopefully, will either counter it, is going to negate it with this next attack, because we have no idea whether it would be a super anyway. And then, of course, we did pick up a few rainbow orbs, but I don't think that is enough. Both Gogeta and the gods, when they're transformed to blue, they do get a lot of extra defense from getting all their super attacks, but it's not enough, like, raw defense to tank a type disadvantage super, so I guess we will see. Not doing a lot of damage is good, that's what we want, because then when we go into standby with the Boo Duo, that's another unit that's not doing any damage as well, so that kind of helps us to take this a little bit slower here. Gogeta not getting crits is exactly what we want, although I actually need to, I can't remember every single bit of every unit's passive, unfortunately, but is he effective against all types? I can't remember. Do you have to get a certain amount of key? It's not really super important, so, but yeah, then he takes double digits from the normal attacks, that's what we want. Okay, so now this is where we are, this is where we want it to be, so now we can finally go ahead and use the standby with the Boo Duo. And we want to be able to stall out Omega here for as long as possible. In fact, is there any way I can not kill him on this turn? I wonder, because in terms of links in the last slot, they get so much extra key. But I wonder if there's a way I could actually not super with the GT Duo. How much key will they actually be on? Let's see. Oh, no. They get so much extra ki from orbs. Even if I picked up one orb, they would still super attack. So, see, it's tricky as well because we obviously want to charge the Spirit Bomb. So I don't want to deliberately not pick up loads of orbs. But then at the same time, I obviously don't want to kill him this turn if possible. Yeah, that's not going to... I can't even not get the 18 key super. Oh, wait. No, I literally... I can't even not get the 18 key super. Well, I guess we'll do this. Best case scenario, I guess, at the end there is because they'll attack and get to the extra key. We will get the extra attack from the passive, but obviously there's a chance it won't be a super. Trunks and Vegeta. Watch this be the turn where Vegeta and Trunks do like double extra supers instead of normal attacks. Like the turn where I don't want them to do damage. Okay, well, super, we did get a crit. Normal again? Okay, well, they got one additional super. Okay, I see. It's, the plan is slowly but surely coming together, but it's, going to be close here. I think the GT duo are potentially just going to kill regardless. And then that means we have to be very careful when it comes to the turn where he's going to be dropping the, his final attack. I did bring... I could double Whis, I guess, to make sure... Oh, of course they get the additional. Okay, so the turn where he's going to drop the negative energy bomb is when we're going to have the Boo Duo back on rotation again. But Spirit Bomb's not going to be fully charged, and we're not going to have BULMA because we have to float her off here. So... we're obviously not going to use the standby with the GT duo because we don't want to get we don't want to get a revive or get the Spirit Bomb, or you know, we don't want the our guys doing loads of extra damage either, to be honest. So we're going to do this, and then can I actually get 5 orbs? There we go. So get the 5 orbs for BULMA, get that support. Oh yeah, Piccolo not having had any build-up so far is not great. Don't tell me he's going to die now after all of this. After all of this setup, he hasn't gotten any build-up, so his defense is super low. Oh, thank God. After those attacks, he tanks for double digits. Because fortunately, we know Omega can't super, right? He only does the negative energy thing, right? So we are only taking normal attacks for the entirety of this turn. Oh, that was spicy. I got a... after all this work that we've put in, I messed it up with the support memory. I almost messed it up with the Piccolo in slot 1. This is cursed. But the pay, it's going to make the payoff all the more sweet because it took so long to get there. Ooh. Will we get the counter for the energy ball? That would actually be pretty crazy. So let's do this. Do this. So the Spirit Bomb is now fully charged. I am going to double Whis here, because obviously there is the possibility that Gogeta doesn't counter. And whilst it will be awesome to see him counter, I don't want I don't want him to mess it up. Plus, I'm also just going to literally get this one orb here. I know it's kind of counterintuitive to the Spirit Bomb plan now, I guess, that we are having to pick up less orbs in order to stall out the turn. But at least we have it fully charged as its minimum requirement to be fully charged. And then obviously we're going to get the BULMA active skill turn is the one that's going to make it go crazy. So... let's see, will Gogeta get the counter, or will we just take no damage because we're doing the because we have a double Whis? Let's see. Because I needed to get less ki for Gogeta as well, because obviously Gogeta having type advantage here, if he just went off and did like 3 supers this turn, that would be quite bad for the overall goal that we are trying to achieve. In fact, I can actually... oh, he did counter. Let's go. In fact, I can actually skip out the whole next turn completely. I've just realised, because I can now use the standby with the GT duo, and they just have them get killed in slot 1, and then it moves us straight on to the next turn. So that actually works out really nicely, because then I don't have to worry about accidentally killing him. So who's got... it's going to be them with the lowest defense, right? My ones. Yeah, so if I stand by with you. Because they will die, right? Oh no, I got the full heal from Piccolo. Oh, Piccolo, why? Piccolo's too good. I didn't want that. Oh my goodness me. Is it possible that he... Oh no, of course. I'm just thinking. My mind is racing here trying to figure out how to do this correctly. Because if they die, they do the spirit bomb. So then we potentially just kill him. So this is actually so tricky to figure out what I should do. So we know he only does normal attacks at this point. So I want to try and get as little key as possible with everybody on the rotation. Although I do want the spirit bomb. But I guess Piccolo won't do that much because he's got type disadvantage. So I'm going to do that. And then I'll get that. Alright. Alright, we're finally almost there. Because I forgot, again, he only does normal attacks. So I don't need to worry about like who's in slot 1, who's potentially going to get supered. But yeah, this should be the ultimate payoff. Even if Piccolo crits on his super, he hasn't been built up that much, so I think we would be okay. Imagine if like the GT duo at the end of the turn actually kills him as like their final attack of the turn. That would be insane. This is all my first attempt at recording this as well, by the way. Like, if I'd had to quit out and, like, you know, I'd made mistakes like this in the run and it had actually ruined the run and I had to start again, that would be kind of annoying. But this is actually, unironically, my first attempt at trying to get this to get set up. And we had the exact right rotation that we needed with BULMA to come back on turn 7 and then had to completely change the plan partway through because the support memory messed me up with the heal. But yeah, now here we are. Finally, it is time. So we're going to go ahead and summon forth Shenron to change the entire field of orbs into STR. So bear in mind, the Spirit Bomb is fully charged, which I think is 39 orbs you need with them. So not only did we pick up a couple of orbs on the turn after that, we picked up about, what was it, 8 or 9 orbs with Piccolo. And we are now about to get another 23. So we probably are close to, if not over, being essentially double the number of charges that you actually need to get it fully charged. And we're going to get the boost from BULMA's active skill, which of course is the multiplicative 17%, as well as effective against all types. So yeah, here we go. This is what we have been waiting for. How much damage is this going to do? It's kind of a shame you don't get to see like the attack stat of these attacks, but obviously the whole point of having like the cool active skill attacks, you don't have any of the numbers in the way of the animations or anything. But let's see. What are we going to do here? The biggest one I think I've seen so far is the 71 million crit against Broly that we did in the run the other day, but... $40 million. Why does... Is it me or is that not as much as I thought it was going to be? I don't know. 40 million no crit. We had the support. I don't know. Why does that feel like it's low? Is that low? I don't know. I mean, we finally managed to get it to work. I don't know if it was as effective as I wanted it to be. Maybe I'm missing something, but... Man, I kind of expected it to be more than that. I don't know. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Was it worth all the effort to set up? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.